If you just clicked on this video and you're like, man, I feel so stupid, I don't know how to change a drill bit. Dude, don't feel stupid, okay? 9 years ago, I didn't know how to change a drill bit either. A girl in the Navy actually taught me how to change my first drill bit. And now, 9 years later, I have this giant shop. I have a ton of tools. I make all my own furniture for my own house. And it all started with changing a drill bit. It's a pretty foundational skill, and that's what I want to talk to you guys about today. I'm going to tell you how to change the bit on a regular drill and then on a driver. Not sure if that's the official name for this tool, but that's what they call it on every job site I've ever been on. So that's what we're going with. Drill and driver. Let's get into it. All right, first, let's go over the drill, okay? It's pretty simple. There's not a lot of buttons on here. There's not a lot you can mess up, okay? There's this button on the side. That's to put it into reverse, and that's, if you push it back that way, that's to put it in forward to tighten it. All right, up top, there's some variable speeds you can change between 1 and 2. And then you can also rotate this chuck to apply some more power. So I don't really mess with this too much. If you're just a DIY user, don't worry about them settings, okay? Let's learn how to change this drill bit. So to change the drill bit, there's 2 ways. First, I'm going to put it in the loosen setting by clicking that. And then I'm going to hold on to the chuck. And you see how that comes back. And as I hold this, it opens up. And then if I flip it back to the tighten setting over here, it starts to close up. Okay? So when you go to put your drill bit in, I'm going to grab this bigger one. When you go to put your drill bit in, I like to tighten it up and get it close, and then you just stick that in there. Stick it in there like that, and then I like to hold on to the bit and hold the chuck, put it in the tighten setting. She's tight. Now, I told you there was 2 ways to do this. You can do it by, holding these buttons, twisting it, holding the chuck, doing all that. You can also do it without touching any button. You can simply just grab the chuck and twist it. I was twisting the wrong way. Twist it to the left and it'll open up. Well, bam. And then, see how that just moves and tightens up like so when you twist it? So, you can pop it in there, twist it the other way. And to be honest, I never changed my drill bit doing it that way. That way's stupid. It's way cooler to do this. Hold it. Boom. Tighten. Get it close. And then, boom, we're tight. Congratulations. You learned how to change a drill bit. Next, let's go over the driver. Okay, this is a different kind of drill. All right, I'll go over their purposes and how they're different after this, but first let's just get you how to change this bit. All right, so this works only with bits that have a hex on it. Okay, the bit we used before was just round at the base like that. Didn't have that hex profile. So you have to have a bit that has some kind of hex profile on it to be able to put it in to a driver. So for this one, this is a Makita. You just have to pull right here and then slide it in and let go. And it's in tight. Depending on what drill you have, you're going to have to do it a little differently. This Ryobi one right here, the mechanism they have is you can just push this straight in and it locks. Now let it out, it'll surprise you. You gotta, whenever I pull this is just going to shoot. The Makita one doesn't shoot it out like that. So whenever you change it on the Ryobi, you got to make sure to catch it. And so it's just release and catch. Same thing, we got just the forward and reverse. And that's it on this drill. Real quick, forgot to show you on the Ryobi, there is also variable speeds on this. Forgot to show you, my bad. But here it is. The Makita one, it does have some different variable speeds on it over here, but that's the basic gist of it. All right, so let's use the drill and the driver to pre-drill a hole in a piece of wood and drive a screw. I have this screw here with a Torx head on it. And then I have this awesome Phillips head and Torx bit combo in one. This is from Milwaukee. It's really sweet. And then I have this little drill bit. All right, the drill bit I grabbed is just smaller than the diameter of my screw. You never want to pre-drill your hole bigger than the fastener that you're going to put in. Okay, so the way I like to use these is I like to use a drill to drill the hole. That's the only time I use a drill. A drill is for drilling holes. A driver is for driving screws. I see a lot of people online using a drill to drill holes and drive screws. That's fine. You can get the job done. It just, I don't like it. It doesn't work as well. There's not enough like torque behind this thing to get the job done. Whatever. Anyways, let's load this drill up with our drill bit. Again, I have it facing to tighten with that button. I'm going to hold the chuck, extend that out just a little ways, pop it in there, and snug her up. Now I can grab my 2x4, pre-drill to prevent splitting the wood. Now I can grab my impact driver, hold that out like that. We'll put the Phillips head side into here because we want to use this Torx side. Then we can grab our screw and just drive it in. Bam! All right, so if you're watching this and you just got your first drill, this is drill and driver for Christmas or your birthday or something, maybe you're a homeowner too. Well, the first thing you're going to want to do with this thing is hang some pictures, okay? And everyone's seen these. You got your little wall anchors and you got your screws. Which drill are we going to use to put our wall anchors in? Are we going to use the driver or the drill? Wrong! We're using the drill. I'm just kidding. We would use the drill to put these wall anchors in, well, to drill the hole for them, okay? That's what you use for that one. And then we're going to use the driver to drive the screw. I hope you feel enlightened. All right. Congratulations on learning everything you've learned so far. Let's go over just a couple cool things that you can use with your impact driver that are super handy dandy. I have 4 items here. Let's go over them. All right, first, let's go over this little doohickey. And if you're watching this video and you're a super know-it-all and you know the correct name for this item, let me know what it is, because I hear tradesmen calling it different things all the time. The most unique one I've ever heard, someone called it the Apex. Never heard that one. I don't know what I want to call it. This thing, you can put bits in it, okay? So you can quickly change out bits to make it longer, to reach more places. Where it comes in most handy is for these little guys, these little bitty bits, because you can't just shove these little guys in your impact driver. You need a little place to store them, okay? That's a nice one, all right? And that just pops right in to your impact driver. Isn't that neat? You can find these at Home Depot or whatever. Just go look for this. Tell me what it's called. They also make super long ones. This one's like 5 or 6 inches long. Same thing. You can just pop it in there, put your little bitties, reach more places. That's great. Now this is really cool. This is from a brand called Montana. They were really using their noggins and thinking with their head. Okay, same thing. It fits in there. All right. But wait, there's more. So you got your little Phillips head over here, and you can change out these bits by moving this, loosening that Allen wrench. But same idea. You just, what? There's a whole different tool in here. And this is called a self-centering drill bit. We'll go over that one in just a second. But that's super helpful as well, especially when you're dealing with like hinges and stuff. Montana also has, I keep dropping drill bits left and right. They also have this little doohickey. They have a bunch of them. Okay, this one is like a countersink bit. See how it's like You know, got a little cove right there. So when you drill and you want your fastener, the head of it, to sit flush with your wood, you'd use something like this, all right? And then you can flip it around, okay? And there's a Phillips head right there. So does a lot of stuff. The last one I had for you that fell on the ground was this self-centering drill bit. Let me grab a hinge. We'll show you why this is handy. All right, guys, I'm back. I got the hinge. Here's the hinge, okay? So door hinges. If you've ever done anything with door hinges, you know it's incredibly important to drill in the perfect center of that hole to get everything to line up. And that's what this self-centering drill bit does. See how it just goes right there? And then when I press in, the drill bit comes out. Holy crap. So, we put this in the drill. Let's say I wanted that hingey right there. We just put it in there. Boom, drill down. Okay, to be honest, I don't have the right size self-centering drill bit for this, but you get the point. And then you can flip it around. And boom. Hinge installed. I didn't tighten this thing up all the way either. Whoops. Well, that was fun. It's a fun way to learn about drills, right? Like, I mean, drills, some people could think they're a boring tool, but we had fun with it, okay? And I kind of got to tell you a little bit about what's going on with these, show you some tools that I like to use with them. If you're an experienced person watching this, just to critique, stop watching it. This is for beginners, okay? So, congratulations. Go build some stuff. If you enjoyed this video, let me know. I definitely want to make more videos geared towards beginners. I am so curious about your questions that you have. You have such a fresh mind for all of this. And sometimes it's hard to know what you don't know, or like to ask the right questions. And for me, it's like I've been doing this for so long, sometimes I forget the questions. So like if you have questions, there is no stupid question. Leave the questions down below in the comment section. I'll be happy to make a video on it. And yeah, I appreciate it, guys. Hit the like button, thumbs up, the whole shebang. All right, peace out. Have a great day. Later.